The history of our world is full of legendary people whose deeds have been celebrated for centuries. Genghis Khan, Alexander the Great, Leonardo da Vinci, and Isaac Newton are just a few names that come to mind. However, there are many others who made great contributions to humanity, but are not as well known. In this video, we will explore the stories of 6 unsung heroes of history. But before we continue, please like and subscribe for more interesting videos. Also stick around until the end to learn about one hero who changed the course of human history in ways you never imagined. Al-Khwarizmi. The name Al-Khwarizmi may not be familiar to you, but his contributions to mathematics and science have had an impact on all of us in ways we can hardly imagine. Born in 780 AD in Central Asia, Al-Khwarizmi was a Persian mathematician, astronomer, and geographer who lived in Baghdad, Iraq. During the Islamic Golden Age, he studied at the House of Wisdom, one of the earliest known libraries and centers of learning. There he learned mathematics, astronomy, and other subjects from scholars from all over the world. At the age of 33, Al-Khwarizmi published the book El-Kitab al-Mutasar fi Hisab al-Jabr wal-Muqabala, which was translated into Latin as Compendium Book on Calculation by Completion and Balancing. This book introduced the world to algebra, a system of rules and equations for solving problems involving unknown quantities. Algebra had been used by mathematicians for centuries, but Al-Khwarizmi's book was the first to present it in a systematic and logical way. He also developed the Hindu-Arabic numerals and taught them to Western scholars, which replaced the Roman numerals that were widely used at the time. These symbols allowed for much easier calculations and helped to pave the way for more advanced mathematical studies. Al-Khwarizmi's work did not stop at mathematics. He also made significant contributions to astronomy and geography. He calculated the circumference of the Earth with remarkable accuracy and corrected Ptolemy's erroneous belief that the Earth was the center of the universe. He also wrote a book on the geography of the Islamic world, which provided valuable information about cities, distances, and landmarks. Al-Khwarizmi's contributions to knowledge were immense, and he is considered one of the most important scientists of all time. Unfortunately, he is not as well known as some of his contemporaries, such as the Caliph Harun al-Rashid or the philosopher Avicenna. However, his legacy lives on through his works and the countless lives he has touched through education. Hypatia of Alexandria was a brilliant mathematician, astronomer, and philosopher who lived in Roman Egypt during the 4th and 5th centuries AD. She was born in 350 AD in Alexandria, which was then the capital of the Roman Empire and a center of learning and trade. Hypatia's father, Theon, was a mathematician and astronomer who taught her the subjects he had studied. She was also tutored by her uncle, the philosopher Ammianus, and received a comprehensive education in mathematics, astronomy, philosophy, and other subjects. From a young age, Hypatia showed a remarkable aptitude for learning and was particularly interested in mathematics and astronomy. She became renowned for her knowledge and skill, and was invited to lecture at the famous Library of Alexandria, one of the largest and most comprehensive libraries of the ancient world. Hypatia's lectures were highly popular and attracted students from all over the empire. She taught a wide range of subjects, including geometry, arithmetic, algebra, and astronomy, and used innovative teaching methods that made learning more interactive and engaging. In addition to her teaching duties, Hypatia also conducted her own research in mathematics and astronomy. She made significant contributions to the field of optics and developed a device called the dioptra, which was used for surveying and determining the heights of buildings and other objects. She also wrote several books and commentaries on mathematical and astronomical topics. Although none of her original works have survived, Hypatia's life and work were cut short when she was murdered by a Christian mob in 415 AD. Her death was a tragic loss for the intellectual and cultural life of the Roman Empire, and has been seen as a symbol of the decline of classical paganism and the rise of Christian intolerance. Despite her untimely demise, Hypatia's legacy lived on through her students and followers. One of her most famous students was the philosopher Synesius, who founded the Neoplatonic school in Athens and played a significant role in preserving and transmitting ancient Greek texts. Shan-aku, also known as Shen Nung, was a legendary emperor of China who is said to have reigned in the 27th century BC. According to ancient texts, he was the first emperor of the Jia dynasty, which was the earliest known dynasty in Chinese history. Shen Gong is credited with having unified the various tribes and states of his time under his rule, and establishing the foundations of Chinese civilization. One of Shen Nong's most important contributions was the introduction of agriculture to China. It is said that he taught the people how to plant crops and raise livestock, which led to an increase in food production and a more settled way of life. He also developed the earliest known system of irrigation, which helped to water crops and improve agricultural productivity. In addition to agriculture, Shen Nong is also credited with having invented the plow, the hoe, and other tools that were essential for farming. Another important aspect of Shen Nong's legacy is his association with medicine and pharmacology. He is said to have been the author of the Shen Nong Ben Cao Jiang, one of the earliest known pharmacopoeias or books of herbal medicine. This book contains a list of medicinal herbs and their uses, and is considered one of the foundational texts of traditional Chinese medicine. Shen Nong is also credited with having discovered acupuncture, a form of therapy that involves inserting thin needles into specific points on the body to relieve pain and treat various illnesses. It should be noted that while Shen Nong is revered in Chinese tradition as a historical figure, there is little evidence to support this view. Some historians believe that Shen Nong was a mythical or legendary figure who represents the collective wisdom and knowledge of early Chinese society, rather than a historical individual. Nonetheless, Shen Nong's contributions to Chinese civilization are undeniable, and his legacy continues to be celebrated today. Ibn al-Haytham, also known as Alhazen in the West, was a polymath who made significant contributions to various fields of knowledge, including mathematics, physics, astronomy, and medicine. Born in 965 AD in Basra, Iraq, Ibn al-Haytham's curiosity and thirst for knowledge led him to pursue studies in diverse areas. He is best known for his groundbreaking work in optics, where he demonstrated that vision occurs when light rays reflected from objects enter the eye and produce an image on the retina. He also explained the mechanism of camera obscura and was the first to describe the human eye as a camera obscura in his book, the Kitab al-Manazir, or the Book of Optics. Another important contribution of Ibn al-Haytham was his work on the rainbow, where he explained how light rays are refracted and reflected inside raindrops to produce a rainbow. He also studied the properties of lenses and mirrors, and made important discoveries about the nature of light and vision. Ibn al-Haytham's scientific method was based on observation, experimentation, and mathematical analysis. He emphasized the importance of empirical evidence and the need to verify hypotheses through observation and testing. This approach had a profound influence on the development of scientific thought and paved the way for modern scientific methods. In addition to optics, Ibn al-Haytham made significant contributions to other fields of knowledge. In mathematics, he made important advances in geometry and algebra and helped to develop the Hindu-Arabic numeral system. In astronomy, he proposed a heliocentric model of the solar system and made accurate measurements of the length of a year and the circumference of the Earth. He also wrote a commentary on Ptolemy's Almagest, a comprehensive work on astronomy that was widely used in the medieval world. Ibn al-Haytham's contributions to science and mathematics were immense, and he is considered one of the most important thinkers of the Islamic Golden Age. His works were translated into Latin and Greek and had a profound influence on the development of science in Europe during the Renaissance. Virgilius Maro, better known as Virgil, was a Roman poet who lived from 70 BC to 19 BC. He is best known for his epic poem The Aeneid, which tells the story of the founding of Rome. Virgil's work had a profound impact on literature and culture, and he is considered one of the greatest poets of the Roman era. Virgil was born in Andes, a small town in the region of Campania, and received his education in Rome. He began his literary career writing poetry and satire, but soon turned to epic poetry, which was the dominant genre of Roman literature. Virgil's most famous work is the Aeneid, which tells the story of Aeneas, a Trojan prince who escaped the destruction of Troy and eventually founded the city of Rome. The poem is divided into 12 books and covers a wide range of topics, including war, love, fate, and the nature of heroism. The Aeneid was a major accomplishment in Roman literature and established Virgil's reputation as one of the greatest poets of his time. In addition to the Aeneid, Virgil also wrote several other works, including the Eclogues, a collection of pastoral poems, and the Georgics, a poem about agriculture. He also wrote a number of letters and other miscellaneous poems. Virgil's work was deeply influential on later poets and writers, and his style and themes continued to be imitated and adapted for centuries. He is particularly known for his use of language, which was elegant and precise, and his ability to create vivid and memorable images. Virgil's work also reflects the cultural and political values of Roman society, and he is often seen as a champion of Roman ideals such as duty, honor, and piety. However, it is important to note that Virgil's work was not without its critics. Some have accused him of being overly concerned with pleasing his wealthy patrons, and of being complicit in the imperial propaganda of the Roman emperors. Nevertheless, Virgil's contributions to literature are undeniable, and he remains one of the most important figures in Western culture. These are just a few of the many unsung heroes of history whose contributions have shaped our world in profound ways. From mathematicians to astronomers, philosophers to poets, these individuals pursued knowledge and understanding in a time when it was often challenging, or even dangerous to do so. Their work laid the foundation for many of the scientific and cultural achievements of later centuries, and their legacy continues to inspire us today. So the next time you hear about some of the most famous names in history, take a moment to appreciate the contributions of those who may not be as well known, but whose contributions were equally important.